Hey ice cream lovers, just hanging out at the store, you know, talking a little bit about ice cream, talking about the business. Glad to have you here. Steve Christensen's my name. I am the self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School, and look, some people call me the ice cream bloke. Anyway, do want to thank our episode sponsor, Lockheed Vanilla. It's not Lockheed Vanilla, it's not Darian. You can call Darren, Matt, George, John, the whole Lockheed family. LockheedVanilla.com. Been in business 100 years, 3 generations. Good guys. The link is down below. All of your vanilla needs, Lockheed Vanilla. Thank you for sponsoring this episode of the Scoop School sessions. Now, get this all the time. What is fresh ice cream? It's seen in a lot of marketing material. It's seen in ice cream stores. Fresh ice cream. What does it all mean? Well, it actually means different things to different concepts. So let's jump into it. So just as a bit of a, we listened to the first speaker and I said, hey ice cream lovers. It should have been, g'day ice cream lovers. Anyway, back to the action. What's fresh ice cream? Well, it depends on the concept. Yesterday we had a demonstration or a bit of a single day training here. A gentleman from Kuwait, Alamar, if you're watching, thanks for coming in. We spoke about fresh frozen custard. Again, that term fresh is used again, but it's used differently in different concepts. So yesterday we made fresh frozen custard, and in the frozen custard world, fresh means generally 2 to 4 hours. So when you're in the custard world, this is a Taylor C002 custard machine. When you're in the custard world, you're turning this on in the morning just before you open. You may want to do a vanilla and a chocolate, and you'll only run enough for the next 2 to 4 hours. So you may run a little bit to get you through the lunch rush, then you'll shut it off. And then maybe once that bucket starts to get a little low, you'll start it up again for maybe the after school rush. Kids start coming in, vanilla, chocolate, flavor of the day. And then you'll shut it off again. And then you'll start it up again for, let's say, 6:30 to get into the evening rush. And then you'll be running this product, ribbons coming down the front here into the dipping cabinet all night long. That's what's called fresh frozen custard. Now, I have some product left here from yesterday. Now, a day old ice cream product in a dipping cabinet generally isn't regarded as old product in the premium ice cream world. But in the frozen custard world, this is no longer fresh. Once you go past the threshold of being overnight, then you've got some problems in the fresh frozen custard world. So generally, a traditional frozen custard is not kept overnight in a dipping cabinet. This is way too hard. It's taken on all of the attributes of premium ice cream rather than the fresh frozen custard. Now, when you're making product in a batch freezer and anything that's kind of scooped out of a display case or a dipping cabinet, then generally that product, if it's processed well, and we've done a lot of videos on the process of batch freezer to blast freezer to storage freezer to perhaps tempering and then into the case, then one day actually is pretty fresh. Most of those premium ice cream buckets, particularly if you're using a 3-gallon bucket, are in there for probably a week, maybe sometimes even 2. So it depends on the concept, but one of the things you need to be very careful about is even though the term fresh ice cream doesn't have any delineation, it's a little bit loosey-goosey when it comes to different concepts, you don't want to push that fresh concept or advertise it, promote it, without actually going to the process of making sure that your product is as fresh as it can be. So again, for frozen custard, that's 2 to 4 hours. 4 hours max. For the premium ice cream, you might want to cap that off at a week. So anyway, well worth knowing. Fresh has a long, what's the word I'm after? A long, broad width of definition, but it does depend on the concept itself. So call it fresh as much as you like. Call it fresh as much as you like. But in the grand scheme of things, you as the ice cream maker should know your concept, should know the point when you need to start pulling that product out of the dipping cabinet or out of this dipping cabinet because it's too old. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Leave some of your experiences in the comments down below. We love reading the comments. In fact, if you have a question about the ice cream business, leave a comment. We typically answer a lot of those questions in these videos. We love the comments. Madeline reads them, I read them, so leave a comment down below. Look, while you're clicking and going all around the site, you might as well hit subscribe and you might as well click the like button as well. Thanks again to our good friends at Lockheed Vanilla. That's all we have time for this time. I don't know why I'm talking in these little sentences. Keep on scooping. We'll see you in the next video.